What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're taking on the classic birthday cake donuts. Yep, you heard that right, birthday cake donuts. Now, it could be your birthday, could be mine, could be your buddy's. Either way, these birthday cake treats are gonna be an absolute reason to celebrate each day, celebrating something glorious. Now, traditional donuts, they're fried, made with yeast, take a little bit more work to make at home, and don't have a whole lot of protein in them. So with that being said, our birthday cake donuts are gonna be baked. They're super fluffy, packed with a ton of flavor, and also macro friendly. Not to mention, packed with protein. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to flex on that subscribe button, give this video a big fat thumbs up. And if you guys would love to see more donut recipes like this, shoot them down in the comments below. But otherwise, let's get into it. And as always, make sure to grab a scale and a bowl. And in this case, 2 mixing bowls, but otherwise, let's get into the dry ingredients. So to start off, we're gonna go ahead and tackle the dry ingredients. Now, we're gonna go ahead and use all-purpose flour, but otherwise, if you do have cake flour, feel free to use that. There is no real difference in terms of overall texture and the consistency of how the donuts come out. You might save yourself a few additional calories, but otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and use 120 grams of an all-purpose flour. Next up is our protein. We're gonna go ahead and use 62 grams of a whey casein protein blend. Now, if you guys don't have a blend, feel free to use 12 grams of whey protein and 50 grams of a casein protein. And don't forget, use code JASON for 10% off. Now, if you guys are strictly using a whey isolate, just know that these donuts will come out a little drier than preferred. Now, we want these donuts to rise, so we're gonna go ahead and use 4 grams of a baking powder. That's a little over half a teaspoon. Since birthday cake flavor is really all about vanilla, we're gonna go ahead and use 4 grams of a nutmeg to really help enhance and give more complexity to the overall vanilla flavor. All right, so that takes care of the dry ingredients. Now we're gonna go ahead and give this a nice mix and then move on to our wet ingredients. So before we move on to the wet ingredients, we wanna make sure that the dry ingredients are thoroughly mixed, and that ensures that the raising agents along with the spices, the nutmeg, are thoroughly distributed. So once we bring the wet and the dry ingredients together, we get an even batter. But otherwise, to kick off the wet ingredients, we're gonna go ahead and use 2 whole eggs. Now we're gonna go ahead and use 90 grams of a fat-free Greek yogurt, but it's also a great way to replace a lot of oils or butter in a general recipe. Not to mention, also provide additional protein. Then we've got the real deal. We're gonna go ahead and use 15 grams of a light butter. Love me some butter! And then we've got the classic almond milk. We're gonna go ahead and use 120 grams. Feel free to swap it out with the macadamia nut milk or any other type of nut milk, but otherwise we've got 120 grams. And the start of the show, we've got 40 grams of a skinny syrup birthday cake flavor. Now guys, I picked this up over at TJ Maxx Home Goods for about $3-4 a piece. Super easy to find, but in the off chance that you don't have this or can't find it, you can go ahead and substitute it out with cake extract. Just know that extracts in general are alcohol based, so you are gonna have a little bit of an alcohol aftertaste if you were to use 40 grams worth. So make sure to reduce that to about 5 grams. And then on top of that, if you are using a birthday cake whey protein or whey casein mix, definitely gonna help to really enhance the overall flavor profile. But otherwise, 40 grams of skinny syrup birthday cake flavor. Then we've got half a teaspoon of a vanilla extract. Last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and use 30 grams of your favorite sweetener. And now that the batter's all mixed up, we're gonna go ahead and add our sprinkles. Sprinkles! All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 degrees, but otherwise we're gonna go ahead and bag our batter, throw it in the fridge for the next few minutes to chill, and then you'll see why the Ziploc comes in handy. So we're gonna go ahead and use a donut tray and hit it with some non-stick spray. Now, if you guys don't have a donut tray, feel free to use a muffin tray. Just remember that you might need to reduce the temperature, but increase the baking time. Here we are guys, now the batter's been sitting in the fridge for about 5, maybe 10 minutes tops, but we're gonna go ahead and take the tip of the Ziploc bag, snip this off, and then pipe our donuts into the tray. It's gonna make it so much cleaner. Freshly glazed and sprinkled. Now this recipe is gonna give you guys 9 total donuts, and if you guys are using a mini donut tray, obviously you're gonna get a lot more. But in terms of total calories, we are working with 916 total calories, with 20 grams of fat, 88 grams of protein, and 96 grams of carbs. So for each donut, you are gonna get 102 total calories with 2 grams of fat along with 10 grams of protein and 11 grams of carbs. So with each one of these donuts running you about 100 calories and your everyday average glazed donut running you about 300 calories, you'll get to eat a lot more, but then also pack in the protein. But let's go ahead and take a look at the texture and the consistency of the donut. So right off the bat, you can see the donuts are super fluffy. There's not an ounce of rubberiness to it. If you end up using a whey protein, then you'll definitely get something that's a little bit drier, but the whey casein mix works really well. There's a ton of moisture, and honestly, it works very well for a cakey type of donut. All right, go time, guys. I'm gonna be real with you guys. They're definitely not your traditional donut, right? They're not fried. They don't have that pull apart texture, but they're epic. They're still a solid cakey type of donut, and they have a ton of moisture, so you can definitely count on that. But I will say the best part that I found with these donuts is that I toss them in the freezer and I can take them out, have them almost like an ice cream sandwich type of treat, minus the ice cream, but they're still epic. I actually really like them, and I prefer them to be actually thrown in the freezer. I don't know, it could just be me, but I definitely like them in the freezer for at least a few minutes to chill because they crumble nicely in your mouth. But first thing out of the oven, oh, definitely hands down, super epic. Now, the hardest part about this recipe, I gotta say, is the fact that it is super hard to try and stop yourself from stuffing your face to finish off the entire batch. But guys, try this recipe out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys are celebrating a birthday with it, more power to you. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I appreciate you all tuning in to another anabolic recipe. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to flex on that subscribe button, give this video a big fat thumbs up, and hit me up on the good old Instagram to check out the latest and greatest on recipes and also my powerlifting journey. But outside of that, stay safe, stay swole, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.